April. The weather is still cold. The small building lies in the middle of the city near the Dines River. It is an old building and nobody will suspect that a secret government agency operates from there. Inside this building, two men are working late into the night. One on his computer and the other one on his cell phone.
Bond, come here.
Just a moment, babe. Let me call you back later. Yes, sir.
Mr. Bond, I just have been informed of a situation, and it's urgent. Do you understand?
I understand, sir. What is this situation?
Well, the intelligence said there is some suspicious activities going on in the States.
Where precisely in the States, sir?
Where? The intelligence was not specific, but I suspect it's in the Orlando area. The intelligence include the words Cinderella and Castle, and I suppose that is coupled for Disney World. So, James, I need you to go to Orlando on the go. I don't care how you do it, just find a way.
I think I can handle it, sir. Yes?
Yeah. Just feeding the international community.
Yes, sir. Dealing with international women has never been a problem for me, sir.
I know. Just go. We don't have a moment to spare.
Yes,
So,
I understand.
James quickly went home and gathered his things. Carrying just one small briefcase, he boarded the flight to Orlando. As he was waiting in a line at the airport, he saw a beautiful woman enter. She looked lost, so he approached her.
Why, hello there, sweetheart. I couldn't help but notice that you look a bit lost. May I guide you in the right direction?
Yes, I am actually looking for the flight to Orlando.
Are you really? I'm going on that very flight. Why don't you accompany me?
Oh, thank you.
So, what's your name, darling?
Margarita, and you?
My name is Bond. James Bond. So, what takes you to Orlando? The Miss Universe beauty pageant?
Oh, no, I'm just going to study English there. You see, I'm from Venezuela. I was just here visiting my aunt who lives in London.
Really? I'm going to Orlando to study English as well. What's the name of your school?
CMMS.
Really? I'm going to the same school.
But your English is so good. I actually thought you were from London.
No, de hecho soy de Mexico. And I picked up a few words of English along the way.
Oh, that's great. Well, I think it's time for us to board. Guess I'll see you in Orlando then.
See you there, darling.
James looked for Margarita on the flight, but she was all the way in back, and he, of course, was in first class up front. When the flight arrived in Orlando, he looked for her, but he couldn't find her in all the crowds at the airport. So, he went to his agency's Orlando apartment to prepare the necessary documents to enroll in CMMS. On Monday morning, he went to CMMS. On the placement test, he pretended not to know as much English as he did, and was placed in level 3B. Soon, he saw Margarita.
Oh, Margarita, how are you, my dear?
Oh, hi. Sorry, what was your name again?
Bond. James Bond. So, how did you do on the placement test, my dear?
Oh, I did well. I'm in level 4B. And you?
I made it into level 3B. But you know, I'm having some trouble getting registered for my classes. I have all these holds on my account.
Oh, it's okay. I have many problems with Cadini too. But I'm surprised you're having problems.
I'll figure it all out. I'm sure I can find a way through the red tape.
James and Margarita finished registering at CMMS. He was walking with Margarita when his cell phone rang. It was his boss, Mr. Magoo. He excused himself to answer the call.
Yes, sir.
Bond, where have you been? Why didn't you have your cell phone on you?
I've been a little bit busy fitting in with the international community, sir.
Well, okay, James, but now to work. I'm sending you a message right now. I need you to decode it and tell me what it means.
Isn't that your job, sir? I suppose I'll do my best.
Okay.
James returned to his apartment and put the message into the computer to decode it. It took him about 30 minutes, but finally he had the information. He called Mr. Magoo immediately afterwards.
Magoo, I have the information you're seeking.
Yes, tell me.
It says, April, 5 million tower.
April what, James? We need a date.
I only have the information that's in front of me, sir.
Well, the rest of the day must have been deleted from the server. Well, we need more information. Just keep looking for suspicious behavior.
I'll
And
do what I
can't
can.
repeat anything, and I mean anything.
Yes, sir, I'll keep looking.
So, James Bond invited Margarita over for dinner late that week. He bought some escargot, filet mignon, and lobster bisque beforehand and had it on the table when she arrived.
Wow, this food looks amazing. Did you make it?
Why, yes, dear. I learned to cook just a bit while living alone in London.
Oh, so no wife or girlfriend then?
No one to speak of. I'm still waiting for Mrs. Wright and all of her friends.
Just then, James phone rang. He saw that he was his boss, so he excused himself.
Just a moment, my dear. Yes, sir.
Bond, I need you to look for a man with that hair. And he's from Venezuela.
A dark-haired man from Venezuela. That is surprising, sir.
Yes, yes. I don't know his name, but he goes by Spike. He should have more information about the date and the transfer that's going to happen.
All right, sir. I'll look for this Spike fellow.
James, I hope that you are focused, not whining and dining ladies like you did in our last mission.
Sir, you know that I do my best work while entertaining the ladies.
I'm serious, James. Don't get involved with anybody, and I mean anybody. I'm understood?
I will make a concerted effort not to get involved with anyone new, sir.
Wow. Okay, James. Now get to work and find this Spike.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that, my dear.
You sure do receive a lot of phone calls. You think friends or family calling from back home?
It was just a friend. Nothing important. So, you're from Venezuela. Do you by chance know a fellow by the name of Spike?
Oh, everyone knows Spike. He studied with us at the CMMS.
Really?
Yes, really. He has an amazing voice. I meet up with him every Tuesday for karaoke.
Are you by chance going to karaoke this coming Tuesday?
I never miss karaoke night.
Would you be all right if I accompanied you?
Sure, I'd love to meet up with you again.
All right. How about I pick you up at 7?
Sounds perfect. See you then. Thanks for the dinner.
No problem. Bye-bye, dear.
After Margarita left, James went back to his room to do a little reconnaissance. He hacked into the CMMS computers to see Spike's file. He found out that his real name was Carlos and that he was in level 4B. He looked up his office record and found that he had been arrested for fraud and money laundering back in Venezuela. The record had been cleared by someone at the Orlando Police Department, proceeding with just the initial M.
I suppose I'll have to do a little bit more research to find out who this M fellow is. But first things first, ladies.
James went out clubbing all weekend long and had a great time meeting many beautiful women. When he got back to his place on Sunday, he realized that he had not done any of his TOEFL homework or researched more about this mysterious M person. Soon he heard a knock on his door. It was his boss.
Boss, this is a surprise. What are you doing here?
Well, James, where have you been all weekend long? I'm calling you.
I've been busy. I suppose I was on a bit of a bender.
Well, you were grooming, I suppose. Not excuse, James. I was worried, so I have to come. You have good news for me?
Of course, sir. Everything is under control. I'm going to be meeting with Spike in the near future.
I'm trusting you, James. Do your job. You understand?
Yes, sir. I am doing my job.
Okay.
On Tuesday, James prepared to go back to karaoke night with Margarita. When they got to Applebee's, they sat down and ate.
This steak is delicious. So, your name, I understand your name means daisy in English.
Oh yes, it's a kind of flower.
Well, you are as beautiful as a flower.
Oh, that's real original. How many girls have you told that to?
Well, only the ones named after flowers. So, tell me, is this Spike fellow your boyfriend?
Why do you ask? Are you jealous?
I never get jealous.
Just then, Tomei walked into the restaurant. Margarita waved her hands to gird the attention.
Hey, Spike!
Yo, Margarita.
Oh, no. This is...
Bond. James.
You can call me Spike. And say hello to my little brother. ¿Qué es lo que es, señor? Or James?
The name is Bond. James Bond.
Before they could continue talking, one of Spike's favorite songs came on and he started singing.
Ora pro nobis, nobis peccator.
James walked with a start, and I started talking to James and Margarita.
Miércoles.
James walked over to Spike.
Spike, my good man, may I have a word with you?
Sure. So, you like it, Margarita, huh? A little. You want my blessing?
I assure you I don't need your blessings. But that's not what this is about. You see, I've learned a few things about you and your past in Venezuela that I thought we could have a little chat about.
Wait. How do you know about that?
Well, let's just say there's more to me than meets the eye. You see, I understand you had some trouble with money laundering in the past, and I wondered if you wanted that information to get out in the open here in the States. You might be removed from CMMS. You might even be sent out of the country. How would you like to go back to your country and spend some time with Maduro?
So, what do you want for your silence?
Now you're speaking my language. Don't ask me how I know this. I just need to know the date and time of the April 5 million transfer.
Okay, man, you win. The day is 10 April. The time is 8 a.m., okay? It's the day of the and time of the Institutional Conference.
Thank you very much for your cooperation, my good man. Now, get back to your singing. Ta-ta.
James walked over to Margarita and explained that he had to go. Spike walked slowly back over to his friends, but he didn't feel like singing the rest of the night. Margarita was wondering what James and Spike had discussed because Spike had said strange the rest of the night. James hit another club on his way back home, and then they made their way back to his apartment a few hours later. When he arrived, Mr. Magoo was on his computer.
Well, look like you have a lot of fun tonight, eh?
I always have fun, sir.
But do you have any good news for me?
I do indeed, sir. I have the date and time of the transfer. It will be occurring April 10th, 8 a.m. at the Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios.
Nice job, James. Now, why don't you head back to London now?
Are you certain you won't be needing my help for the rest of this?
Yeah, you know quite enough. I'm sure that there's some ladies waiting for you back in London. I will intercept the money and give you the money to the proper person, so you can go.
Yes, sir, if you insist.
Yep.
James bought his ticket back to London, but he bought it for morning of April 10th, after the last day of classes at CMMS. The truth is that he had made some great friends at CMMS and was starting to fall in love with Margarita. He was not quite ready to leave her yet. So, as he pretended to pack his bags to go to the airport, he actually went over to Margarita's apartment. He knocked on the door 30 minutes later.
Who is it?
It's Bond. James Bond.
James, but what are you doing with all your bags? Are you going somewhere?
Well, you see, at this very moment, there's really nowhere else I'd like to be but here with you. I know this is a bit sudden and a bit out of my character, but I was hoping I could move in with you for a time. I'll pay the entire rent. You can live for free.
Oh, well, this is surprising indeed, but I guess we can try this out. Sure, why not?
Excellent.
So, James and Margarita start dating, and every week they would go to Applebee's to meet up with their friends Spike and I. Spike was still apprehensive around James, so he tended to keep quiet whenever he was around him. The night before the TOEFL test, they were all hanging out.
Entonces, Pom, you are leaving us tomorrow. You're not going to stay to see how you're going to do in the TOEFL test.
I'm quite confident I'll do well on the TOEFL. I don't know how long I can be away from my caipirinha, Margarita. However...
Oh, qué lindo. Why don't you marry her? Perhaps you can start the immigrants' problems.
Shut up, I.
Tú siempre tienes que decir cosas buenas.
So, immigration?
Yeah, I didn't want you to worry. As you know, things aren't very well in Venezuela, but I think I found a contact who can help me out. Trust me, I can do this with my own.
But baby, I want to help you.
Honey, I will ask for your help if I need it. For right now, I have a lot of believers tied up in this. If only Ike could keep his mouth shut in the future.
Hey, la verdad es un constante de la vida que no puedes cambiar.
Just ignore me. All I need from you is for you to promise that you will come back soon.
Yes, my dear, I'll do my best to come back as quickly as possible.
So, on April 10, when James was on his way back to London at the CMMS students were all taking the test, Spike and I were waiting outside of the Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios. Soon, they saw a figure approaching.
Amen? Oh, I wasn't expecting Lucy to hear.
Well, it's fine. You didn't exactly tell me about this exchange, so I have to do a little research on my own. So, where's my money, Lebowski?
Mira, Spike, vámonos.
Well. Who is this fool that you brought with you?
Okay, you can trust me, okay?
Seriously, Spike? I can trust him to keep my identity safe? I thought that I'd turn you better, but I'm not. It was a mistake. Look, when you got in trouble a few years ago, I looked for you. I cleaned your record. Now I'm just asking for a little payment in return. So give me the money.
Well, there are the fake IDs and passports coming. They will kill me if I don't deliver the money.
Listen, it's not my problem. Leave the country, go to Venezuela, go to Miami, I don't care. Give me the money.
Ay, give him the money, let's go on.
Okay, but first,
Everything is happy.
Hey, stop! Give me the money.
okay.
Thank you. Now, get out of here. If I see you guys again, it's gonna be your last day in this earth. Do you understand?
Tranquila,
Yes.
señor, ¿qué pasó?
Just go.
Spike and I ran away in fear for their lives. Mr. McGurk, or shall we now call him M, went back to Orlando apartment and hid all the money in the walls and floors of the apartment. He flew back to London the next morning. Soon he was back at his office.
Magoo, you're back.
Yes, so good to see you, child.
So, how are things in Orlando?
Well, actually, things didn't go as planned.
What happened?
Well, I guess I was late to the counter. I was there, I was waiting for almost for 2 hours, but nobody showed up. I think we let him walk. This one is picture again. But don't worry, James. I will file the paperwork. And you are not going to take any fault for my failure.
Oh, I certainly didn't fail, sir. But, you know, I guess we all win some, lose some once in a while.
Yes, I guess, but in this line of job, we cannot be losing.
You're right, sir. You're right.
A few weeks later, Mr. Magoo sent James to another assignment to Brazil, and took his opportunity to go back to Orlando. At the Orlando airport, while he was waiting for a taxi to take him to his apartment, he started imagining all the things that he will do with the money. Soon, a taxi pulled up with a beautiful girl driving.
Hey. Wow, I didn't know that taxi drivers would be so beautiful. Here's my address, beauty. Let's go.
They drove to the Orlando apartment. The beautiful taxi driver offered to help Mr. Magoo with his luggage, which he happily accepted.
Just leave it down by the door. Let me just grab some money to get your tip.
Oh, there's no need for that, sir. Or should I say,
What? Who are you?
Oh, I was just one of those Venezuelan girls who didn't receive her passport because a transfer didn't go through. Spike told me everything about you, and James told me where I could find you.
James? James who?
Bond. James Bond.
James, what in God's name are you doing here? I thought that you were in Brazil chasing some beautiful dancers, samba dancers.
I am a changed man, and all thanks to Margarita here. You see, during my time in Orlando, I got to know Margarita and her friend Spike and Ike very well. And the moment the transfer failed on April 10th, and they came running to Margarita's apartment, she called me and told me exactly what had happened.
What? What should I possibly tell you that made you suspect of me?
Sir, I may have been a womanizer in the past, but I'm not a stupid one. I put 2 and 2 together and did the math. I realized quickly that you were the man they kept referring to as M.
Okay, James, you got me. But let's just do something. The money is here. We can split the money in half. You and Margarita can take the money and go and live happily ever after. I can take my half.
That sounds like a nice idea, however, I have a better plan. I'm going to take the entire sum of money and return it to its rightful owners so that it can help those it was intended to help.
So let me tell you something, you never find the money.
Sir, what kind of a fool do you think I am? The moment I came to the Orlando apartment, I installed cameras in all the rooms, particularly the bedroom. I know exactly where the money is.
Just then, Mr. Magoo grabbed Margarita and put a gun to her head.
Put the gun down. I will shoot her. I promise.
Both Margarita and
Do it.
James dropped their weapons. All of a sudden,
Don't do
James
anything
was
stupid.
winked at someone in another room of the apartment.
What are you trying to do?
Before Mr. Magoo could react, he was shot in the head. He fell to the ground and Spike and I came in.
Buen trabajo, amigo.
James, we just killed a man.
We? I don't see how I was involved. However, he was hardly a man. What you're going to do, dear, is report this precisely how it happened. You had a gun to your head, and your friends came to your rescue. There's really nothing illegal that has happened. Now, gentlemen, we have to discuss the issue of money. Spike, take this money, use it to help those it was intended to help.
Fine. At first, I thought you were one of the bad guys. But no, I know that you deserve Margarita.
Trutato!
James, this is a lot of money to let go from me. How will we survive?
The truth is, mi tío es príncipe de Mexico, and we are practically made of money, dear. So I don't think we need to worry. In fact, how would you like to take a cruise to my homeland?
Pero soy de Mexico. I wanna go.
See, Ike, I'm thinking this might actually be a honeymoon cruise, so I'm going to have to say you are not invited. Okay. How would you like to become Bond? Margarita Bond.
Yes, my answer is yes.
Obviously.
So, after they told their story to the police department, they all went their separate ways for a little while. Spike and I finally made their transfer to get all of the passports and fake IDs to the other clan. After that, they decided to go clean. They were too afraid to do illegal activities, so they went on to work for a cruise ship. Spike became the main entertainer and sang every night to the guests, and I became the head chef making tacos and chile rellenos for the same cruise line. And it was no coincidence that James and Margarita had booked their honeymoon cruise on that very cruise ship. The end.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Before we close, we want to give credit to our cast. So please stick around so we can applaud them. As our narrator, Lina Bedoya. As Ike, Ihab Aldaba. As Spike, Carlos Guevara. As Margarita Jimena Gonzalez. As Mr. M. Eliezer Estrella. And of course, as Bond, Ian Dreilinger. Okay, actors, you can take your bow. The people behind the scenes, Valentina, our director, screenwriter right here, set manager Max, Andre, sound recorder Michelle, Ravelo, Services, our publicist who made that wonderful flyer, AZ, and of course the opera singer, as we all know, Carlos Fleming, who couldn't be here today. Thank you very much. Taking pictures with the cast, and if a few of you can stay behind to help clean up, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go. Give me a kiss, girl.